Okay, so shout out to Real Strategy on YouTube. I know there was a video that Anonymous had exposed Waller County's lie on Sandra Bland. That was a good video showing how Sandra Bland was not supposed to have anything in her cell hanging. There was a bag there. So that 910 they did that. They said the mug shot seemed like she was on the floor. Then they had to retouch they had to change the mugshot because it was too dark. Yes, they put dark brown. She's not a dark brown woman. She's like a brown caramel or like a medium brown color. I saw the record. And then two, when also I'm about to get to the one that's with Sandra Bland recorded herself, but folks don't not know that there was. I love that there's people out there that do watch that God puts on this earth. We usually sadly ignore. Real Strategy showed how Anonymous has showed there was a bystander there when Sandra Bland was violently abused by Brian Encinia and probably another cop. It was another cop, I don't know who it was. And when she's cursing him out, like in an offensive manner, he tells the guy, I'm assuming it's a white guy, it could be somebody else color, to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? And you're not supposed to tell because by freedom of speech, you can't record that, okay? But they're about to do dirt on this woman. So y'all already know, and I did the examination of the mentality of Brian Encinia and how the history of Texas, because folks need to know the grassroots of this state, how it became a racist state due to the stealing of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant Southerners who brought slaves here and illegally came here and manifest destiny along with the and I said, and the reason I brought up the fact that the Afro-Mestizo mixture of Mexico, my last video about this, because this man here who wished he was a white Anglo-Saxon, about Brian Cena, has forgotten his history, about how they lynched Mexican Americans. There was Texas Rangers killing Mexican Americans in the Mexican Revolution days, and probably more than that. And here he doing the same thing to Sandra Bland because he thinks he's a white man, when actually he is not. He is a mixed race man of not only Native and Spaniard but African roots. And don't forget the state of Texas is a reason why it was started because of the African roots of Mexico. The second president of Mexico was Afro Mestizo, who banned slavery in 1829, and those Anglos who came to Tejas did not obey the law. And when I hear about a Trump campaign about illegal immigration, I laugh because here's your piece of stuff. It's funny the people who are racist, white racists, were doing the same thing in Mexico when it was the Southwest. And this is the one thing that folks need to understand, the black and brown, because it's a black and brown issue with even though it's not pure black, of course, but the black identity and Hispanic brown situation with the Sandra Bland and Brian Cena. Folks don't understand. See, Sandra Bland's from Chicago, okay? And I know people actually say I know who told me, but she's wrong. She never had talked to her. In Chicago, it's more, they're very up north. They don't have this southern submissive behavior that many of us in the South was taught. It's one that I wish I was a Yankee because I'm very liberal. I do not like it that you would distort the Bible to defend this, okay? Of course, you will respect authority, but authority also will respect you too. Nowhere in the Bible it said that the authority man is supposed to disrespect the person at the bottom. Even Jesus said the person who's in charge is supposed to serve the people and not to be served and not to law over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody read 34 Ezekiel. I mean, about the bad prophets of God was mad at, and the wolf in sheep clothing. Okay, come on. And then two, Jesus was upset with the Pharisees and scribes for being that way. And they were religious authority. So, and that's God in the flesh. So, you can't argue when St. Paul talks about authority. He's talking about the good authority that Jesus established. He's not talking about evil, mean, just savage people. Okay, so that's the case where I guess the Antichrist should come into the world, and we should obey it too and bow down to it like it's a god, right? We, of course, it's about our honor, but I'm just saying it different different purpose about it now. But the point is, we should believe that that person as an antichrist, whatever it will be, should be authority, right? And if that's the case, see, because one thing that people don't understand with the Kim Davis situation, when Obama allowed gay marriage to be legalized, she didn't obey the law. She's supposed to have married the couple at that courthouse. Or not married, she's supposed to have taken this certificate or whatever, and she didn't. So she went to jail. Kim Davis went to jail for not obeying the orders. So y'all was on her defense. So you know it's such thing as an unjust law, right? Okay, there's also bad authority, right? Okay, so let's not play games here, okay? Yeah, I got my nerve with that. Now, so this unjust authority figure who's an official oppression thug, okay, card 39, Texas Penal Code 3903, I believe, point 3. This is what that's why he didn't want that man to record him doing that traffic stop that was not shown to the media, okay? But thank God that Sandra Band recorded herself. And this is the reason I said, go back to what I was saying about what happened here in Texas. You need to know the culture here. It's totally different from the South. I mean, it's similar because the Southerner brought that mentality here, okay? But there's a last state, the band actually stopped practicing slavery because it was supposed to. That's what we celebrate next month. We celebrate Cinco de Mayo this week. We celebrate Juneteenth. I celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Yes, I do. Okay, I do. Okay, celebrate Juneteenth, and because in 1865 on June 19th, that's when they really had to stop slavery. Because Texas was continuing to practice slavery after the Emancipation Proclamation 3 years before that. So you can understand that Texas has a history, demonic history, demonic, disguised as holy, of this mess, and it's very racist. So you have minority participants in it. Okay, you gotta understand why that we have this problem down here in Texas. I always wanted to leave this state and go somewhere liberal, and people with the extreme family oriented mess and trying to deny someone's adult individual rights that happened to me. They want the baby to twist the body. I don't want that conscience in my business. Okay, to give a point. So we're gonna talk about the audio, the video of Sandra Band. Thank the Lord Almighty that was there. And it showed that he was the aggressor. So I'm glad the brother is a brother who was a former Water County official on Channel 11 showing on YouTube here in Houston that William was saying that he wanted the case. He was talking to Sandra Band's sister, and I also communicated with her too last year. Yes, I have communicated with Sandra Band's sister before on social media. We don't talk as much. We just communicate through who's arguing with the people who's for Brian Encinia here in Houston on Facebook. Me, the two other white guys that we know that support her, and that he introduced me to Sandra Band's sister. And like I said about black and brown racism, this is a white indoctrination, white racist indoctrination amongst both minorities. To call, excuse me for language, call the Latinos call African niggas, to as African people call Hispanic wetbacks and spics. This is white racist indoctrination. So that's why I use the word coon and pochos. This is pocho and coon, coconut and coon mentality, strawberry picking, cotton picking mentality. Because during slavery, okay, folks understand this. A lot of African people, mixed in pure, especially black Seminoles who came out of Oklahoma from Florida, okay, the Trailteers, went to Rio Grande. That's why any African person should not be using the word redback. No offense to anybody using the term, because we was wet blacks to the Rio Grande to get away from Mexico, okay? And Mexico opened its doors. That's why I support DACA. I know my history, okay? It's not taught in public schools, and y'all should know that American school districts all over, especially here in Texas, do not teach true history. my multiracial background, when I was doing my research, debunk. That's why I will go to the library downtown and read. Okay, West City Hall, the names. So anyway, so point is that was our escape. Mexico opens door, and I believe the white racist people was afraid that two oppressed groups. They're both related because Africans and people today we have black, white, and American, and Mexicans. Yes, you do have African roots besides Spanish and Native. Okay, the second president banned slavery. I mean, there was a caste system, during Nueva España. I mean, yes, okay, I'm not going to go along Jose Vegacero's lie. The last one constant lie that they did on the Spanish and Native, okay? There was also African mixture as well. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to this situation here, they were afraid those two oppressed groups they want to saw later on in the years, no niggers or no Negroes, Mexicans or dogs, okay? Signs will come together and overpower and stop this white supremacy, okay? Not stop white people who are good. I'm talking about white supremacy who breaks was in charge. And so they had to carry like the field slave, house slave, the Wheeling syndrome was caused more Hispanic people to hate Africans and people in his Africans and people who were not pure black, but this was a one drop rule, classified as black to hate them and cause this rap. And that's why I call the culture, the pocho and cool, strawberry picking mentality that goes on in, and not only that goes within each other, okay, or with their own ethnic group, and also too when it comes to white, they might hate white people, but when it comes to work and money, they're very submissive to white people. And I've seen it many times. Yes, I have. Just laughing like y'all let us this that person probably call y'all type of words, DMZ, whatever. It just makes I laugh, okay. So in that tape, in that video, because we're old school, I say tape. It showed that Brian Cena did commit Penal Code 39.03 official oppression. That is a felony. And one thing that people, African people, stop being dumb. And I say all, but many young people being dumb to the law. Same with some Hispanics as well. Because they even told a Hispanic person about this penal code. Like, what? That's a penal code? Yes, penal code. That is against the law for any officer to behave that way. Please read that penal code. Mistreatment, yes. False arrest, all that. This is penal. And what Amber Geiger did, she committed penal code 39.10. 39.03, excuse me. And if anybody needed to tell the law enforcement that is your right. See, when you don't know, it's no offense. I know you use the curse words here, but the Bible even say people suffer of a lack of knowledge in Hosea 4:6. So you need to know the law, okay? Some of our people are innocent. I'm not trying to stereotype. Stop smoking weed and acting a fool and thugging and acting a fool. I'm not saying those who not all of us, not myself, not you, those who are not guilty of this. I'm talking about, but we see this mess. It's a rat trap. It's because those Hispanics do the same thing. It's a rat trap. You have a rat in the house, you put cheese, and it gets, thank you. Be wise. So stop drugging yourself. Stop smoking weed. It's not legal in Texas, okay? I mean, at least invest in it, okay? To get some stock, because the stock market's good now. But stop doing weed and coke and kush and opium and whatever. Okay, please stop, y'all. Crack, whatever. Get in them books. The one thing they want African people, Hispanic people, why the most urban schools is to cause them to look like me, Eastside High, African and Hispanic schools, and act fools, and then I agree with the principal down there in Hastings. She don't want them, I'm not against a parent wearing a do-rag, but look presentable. Don't be wearing a child cap to come to that school looking like, I'm sorry to be stereotypical, looking like Aunt Jamal. I'm sorry, I might know some people that in person, that would go wording, it's Hastings, Madison High. whatever. I'm not trying to hurt you if you know me personally, but please don't come in and embarrass your child. I'm sorry. I understand dressing casual, but please. But it says a lot about the parents of those kids because they dress like that coming to school. Then you know what type of I'm calling like it is. You know what I mean? Everybody is perfect, but you know. So let's get to the subject with this. That man committed official oppression. That is Penal Code 39.03. Please look it up. Texas Penal Code. That is a felony. The case should be reopened. Okay? He should be locked up for official oppression. Now, with the murder case of Sandra Bland, this needs to be understood. That's also official oppression and murder as well. And they need to know who was at the time and date when this woman was in the cell. Because there are, hold up, folks not looking. There are paperwork. You always have to report your hours. Who was there and what time. That means who's not going to fess up, they should be also prosecuted as well. I should be a lawyer. For real, you know what I'm saying? So, for real, they also should be prosecuted, and not to bring anybody's name. I don't want to get no beef with no R&B singer. R.K. got mad with me. Okay, if you're watching my channel, I don't discriminate. I'm talking about Brian Encinia, a light-skinned Latino. Okay? So, don't come and tell me to name him out. I'll put anybody's name out who is wrong, okay? And do something wrong to people and anybody else. That's just LaQuisha Jones, too, okay? Anybody. Okay? I'm unbiased. That man, first of all, he attacked that woman and he violated also the freedom of speech, freedom of the First Amendment of that person who was in that area recording because he did not want his dirty work to be exposed. He also was rude to that person, so he should get in trouble for that. Talking about Brian Cena. Now, there are, first of all, the pictures, they darken, just like O.J. Simpson's pictures. This is why I do not go around calling myself dark skin. Dark skin is dark brown, okay? When O.J. Simpson got in trouble in 1994, Time Magazine darkened his picture. What I noticed on the video outside of Sandra Band's phone, this is from Real Strategy YouTube channel. They show they put dark brown and they darken, like you cannot see her eyes. They darken her mugshot. That was also blackface in exploitation that also need to be investigated as well. And I'm glad they also show that they're not supposed to sit back of when they do mugshots to the wall. But you can see that other inmates had a wall. Why is the wall so clear? There's no, surface, like a brick, layers, whatever. That means that she was on her back. Her dreadlocks were touching the floor. So there was another mugshot they showed to the media, but not the mugshot that was only because when they darkened her picture, she was standing up in that one. So they set her up. And you have African American people and Hispanic, once again, coconut coon, strawberry picking, cotton picking of color, who complacent with the law, who don't want to come out, who's scared like a you know what. I want to go ahead and curse. Yeah, know what I'm talking about. Because they was also involved as well, because they know their white racist daddy, their boss at Waller County, we're gonna do some 2 and 2. Okay, that's what my speculation is. That woman was killed. There's no way in hell, because they're not supposed to have anything that contribute. If in a jail cell, you're not supposed to have anything that will cause you to commit suicide. That includes a belt. So if anybody has belts or ropes, how did she have access to a rope? So they lynched her. They lynched Sandra Bland. They lynched her. So, and there's another brother 3 months ago, 34-year-old guy's name was also lynched in Warren County. So, they also doing, if highly letting the inmates in that county jail have access to ropes. You're not supposed to have access to anything that cause suicide in the jail cell. That's against the law. Thank you for the real strategy that Anonymous exposed. That the mainstream didn't want to expose. Then 2, they tried to blur her face in the media. on USA when she was talking to somebody, some brother behind the desk. So there's a lot of things in that video, along with the video that Sandra Bland exposed on her phone. That man was not fear of life. He pulled out his thumb gun and said, I will light you up, trying to act like a white supremacist. When this dude is a brown, light-skinned, fair-skinned, Hispanic, Afro-mestizo, Mexican-American man. He is not a white man. That's why I put on my other video where it shows that Mexican Americans were killed during the revolution from the Texas Rangers that report out hypocrisy. We had Cinco de Mayo recently, and it still bring up back in 1978, 1 year before I was born, a riot at Moody Park because a Mexican American man died named Joe Torres, that did video on. And it's weird how you have Hispanics individually, not all, collective, who act like white supremacists towards each other, towards African people, other communities, okay, other of color, and not know their history. Don't forget that Asians get get racism from Hispanics too, and other minorities. And during the World Series, that Cuban American guy did that eye injustice to it. I think the dude was part white and part Japanese or part something else. Who was in LA, was Raiders or I forgot. Not the Lakers. I forgot, not Raiders. It was what's the I forgot the baseball team. It was the Blue Caps. Okay, that sometimes is game related. Anyway, leave me alone. But the point is, you see what I'm talking about. So the truth of the matter is, and of course we know Evan Lazard from Basketball Wives, this Puerto Rican, making fun of that Filipino woman who also speaks Spanish too, because she gets Spanish last name, talking about the nail lady, whatever, lady, whatever she was talking about on Basketball. So that goes on as well. And of course, on Telemundo, they got in trouble for making fun of the Korean people doing the soccer game, and it wasn't Mexican people. It was dressed in Mexican clothes. One was Venezuelan. Okay, here we go. Like, right there you go. What is going on with Venezuela? Okay, and I love my girl Mariah Carey. She's part African American, Venezuelan, and Irish. But you have Veronica Vega, loving hip hop, part Venezuelan, part Cuban. Then you have Rodrigo, talking about Michelle Obama playing. I don't know what's going on with Venezuela. It's weird, and I do be Venezuelan sometimes, and they're not. Of course, you can't say everybody ain't racist, but I had good experiences with Venezuelan people. Not in negative. I don't never count any Hispanic racism from a Venezuelan person. But anyway, just I really get that from his Salvadorian. And his Salvadorians who did wrong, but not all. I always had Salvadorians, and even I had a friend who was Salvadorian. And associate, I met someone from Salvador. He was homeless. He had his own business. He left California, became homeless in Southwest Side, and he was telling me that when he said, I was shocked. He said, I was shocked that Mexican Americans here were voting for Trump. And also someone called because I'm Mexican on YouTube, okay? But he was shocked about it. I said, yeah, that's the Pocho covered up mentality. It's like the Coney mentality out here. I mean, but let's get back to the subject. Anyway, but they'll, play into the white racist ideology. And when I was saying, and I go detail, the lighter-skinned brother on the Metro Rail in dark-skinned was going to work at the time, 2016, or going somewhere, wherever it was. They said that, what that man say? He said that he was locked up in like northern Texas somewhere. And the Hispanic guards, the women put powder to lighten their skin, wear blue country. I'm not against you wearing, because I straighten my hair, whatever, what I'm saying? That's your business. But when you play it to white supremacy, like the girl down there, the lady down there in Cypress, Texas, trying to like Melania Trump, she Hispanic. Yes, trying to like Melania. Okay, that's too much poetry. Y'all made fun of Lil Kim. Leave Lil Kim alone. The Porto coconut heifer down there in Cypress, Texas, here in Houston, who's a real estate wife, will never want to buy property or do anything with her. She is trying to get served like Melania Trump, Donald Trump's wife. Lord have mercy. Self-hate right there. Yeah, please. Okay, y'all. Okay. Truth, man, because I believe in self-expression. You can do everything you want with your body, but when you go at length of doing it, that's just completely sad. So they were putting a lot of makeup on, and actually trying to emulate the white supremacist behavior. And this is not a typical Mexican thing. That's why I use the word portrait a lot. Oh, it's an insult towards American who from more Mexican descent. Okay, it's an insult when you call a Mexican American person who's not like that, who is not culturally Mexican, okay, who has nothing to do with racism, okay. But when you actually buy into the stereotype and do detrimental things, you're like a coon, like I heard a person being a coon. Like coon's an insult, but when you actually play into white, like Tiffany Haddish doing at the Met Gala, getting fried chicken like Miss Peaches, and I'm trying to do a video about that because I'm about to roast her too. Okay, yes, I'm going to roast Miss Tiffany Haddish, Miss Mammy, and lighter skin, camel skin. Aunt Jemima is about to get spoke. Miss Peaches fried that chicken. You hear me? I'm surprised she didn't dress up as Miss Peaches from YouTube. You remember the minstrel show Cooning Mess? You hear me? Okay, and I got upset when I first saw it. I just laughed and said, I'm my own person. I'm like Mariah Carey. I don't know her. Okay, I don't know them people. Because they're part of my race. I'm not them. Okay, I'm my own individual. Now, that's what I said back to when I was in Job Corps in college and going to school at Apostle College. I did. I'm like, I'm laughing. Yeah, I made a fool out y'all. Said it's wrong. It's coonery. But y'all the ones being stupid to go along with this BS. You stupid trying to get white racist clout. Okay, trying to get their check. Like Diamond and Silk. Okay, like Jesse Lee Peters. Like conservative. Candace Owens. All them coons of color. African Hispanic. Strawberry picking, cotton picking. That's what y'all are. And y'all should pick cotton strawberries from Master Trump. Please do. Okay. If Trump has invested in a plantation full of cotton and strawberries, please feel free to go there, please, okay? Anyways, let's get back to the subject. So this strawberry picking, Latino coon, coconut, wish she could be white, pocho, melachista, Brian Encinia did commit a crime, and he did not like a bystander trying to expose that. And I'll put the video on the link to watch that video from Real Strategy from Anonymous, who exposed a lot of detail. And they did kill her. And this man who should be put for murder if he was involved in that murder, trying to get a check, because a lot of folks understand, if you know that bill back in New York, when African people and Hispanic people, and one of the guys who's Hispanic, who's Puerto Rican, who's on the Vice Show's channel, they was told by New York Police Department to target minorities and LGBT people in New York. And they straight up said in that article, on that interview, that if they were to target the white people in Manhattan, those white people called, and they'll get a bunch of calls from their office, and they'll be fired. Okay? So, y'all get my point why that I noticed. So, yes, when they was making an argument that Wildcat got a bunch of Africans and Hispanic folks, yeah, those 19 have percentage because I would be shot some brother or sister was involved too, to get a check. Because during Obama's campaign, that's when the shooting started. It was more shootings and the police abuse amongst minorities. African people were on the news, sometimes the Americans. Many of us are part of the American white. We're not full blown black, but you know what I mean. And you had those Hispanic who are triracial too as well, who are ignored in the media. That's why some Hispanics thought, makes me not get shot. I got a lot of tea on that. So can I get that way, please? You not put on news when you get shot by a police. They won't put your cooler on news either, okay? But you mourn this, whatever, in the social media, pump that up and to get the newsworthy, okay? So can I get that way, those who will say that mess, okay? No sea pocha, no sea coco, if you're female, coca, okay, wait, okay, please, do not be no coconut. No me sea malechista way, please, and vendido, okay, or sell out to you, you know what I'm saying? So, point is, why I talk about this mentality. A lot of African people think that who are racist towards Hispanics, all Hispanics. No, not all Hispanics like this. Like, you don't want all African people look as thugs, hood rats. Don't stereotype. On my channel, I don't play that mess. Look at people, because in my life, and my record is clean. I don't commit no crime. I not only deal with Hispanic, racist, coconut, strawberry picking cops. I also dealt with cotton picking, Mammy and Pappy, Uncle Ruckus, Steve Chango cops too, dark and light, okay, who talk to me crazy, and I would not consider them as a brother or sister. Yeah, they genetically they are, but if they ever get, and I will go ahead and say it, if these persons of color, and I'm including his fans, ever get some rant with their own white boss to the point they scream Black Lives Matter and Latino Lives Matter, please come help the community. I'm getting discriminated against, I'm getting abused, I'm not who. I'm not supporting you. Okay, I'm trying to be nice here, but I wouldn't care if they even put you on lynching rant. Yeah, I did that. Yes, I did say that. Let me explain why I said that. You in the badge, we pay taxes to supposed to serve the public, not abuse the public. How am I, and I know you're supposed to be compassionate, Lord, forgive me. How the heck I'm compassionate with you when you in the same thing you try to put me through? Worse, okay? And if you get hurt by the police department, your own stuff, because it's mean you have cops who are color who lead their jurisdiction, who are not poaching. Poaching is a term for those who go against their jurisdiction if they're a cop. Let's say you are Long Beach and you go to Malibu and you're a cop from Long Beach and you're trying to act like a cop in Malibu, you going against your jurisdiction is called poaching. Yes, I do read about this type of stuff. That's how I know. And still learning. The truth of the matter is, you're being rude, trying to set me up today to die because you want a dirty money paycheck. You're gonna choose money over God. You're gonna make you're gonna be the love of money rule of all evil. Why would I care about when it happens to you? Of course, you ain't supposed to push your enemy. It's hard for me. I go ahead and make that to love my enemies, and I sometimes don't like it because I don't want to ever have a doorman forgiveness moment and go back to where it's the worst. But if a lynching was to happen to these officers of color doing this, it's hard for me to forgive them. It's hard for me to feel compassion. Because there's no way in hell that if I was a cop and I saw this going on, I'm sorry, I am snitching. That badge, that golden eye badge you want to be worshipped to, which you should worship as well, you're supposed to show honor to the public. You're protect not to hurt the public. You're supposed to be fraudulent and supposed to be a humble person with that badge. I don't want to pay taxes to someone like that who's evil, rude, cruel, who act like the devil in the badge so they can get some pleasure in a check, a bloody a paycheck. Get pensions and how many people arrest. I mean, our pensions will get points because they were trying to get arresting points. The folks understand in that New York article about them going after minorities and LGBT people in New York, they supposed to get a raise or a credit. How many arrests they make? You're supposed to make, like, they don't get an arrest, they can't do their job, so they make arrests. Like, they create a problem and you react to it and they'll lie to get arrested. That's how it's like a snake in the grass. Like, you are in the grass and you know snakes around and they attack you. That's what they're doing. Okay? So y'all didn't say prayed up. Like, I pray against the thugs and hoorats who are in the streets, the criminals. I also pray against the bad cops too. Yes, I do. You don't trust anybody. They're supposed to show trustworthy to you. And I'm not to bring biblical here. 1 Corinthians 4, 2, 2. Okay? All stewards will be trustworthy, including preachers. So that I was believing that. Okay? Truth of the matter is, that badge is not supposed to be used for abuse. And so when you abuse your power, it's hard for me when it happens to you, especially you're a person of color. Okay? Knowing you're a victim of racism yourself. It's systematically. Okay? So that's why. I mean, it's wrong for me to wish bad luck on people like that, but I'm sorry. In the past, I dealt with cops of color, and they protected because of the affirmative action, for affirmative action, but because people say, well, minorities cannot be racist, that's a lie, cannot abuse, all this other stuff. Why do you think that on my other video when I was talking about doing the arcane, prior to Justice Administration, I talked about Ronald Watts in Chicago, and I called him the white man's nigga. Yes, I did. I hate the N-word. He was in Chicago. He was the white man's nigga. He was setting people up He was a dark-skinned version of Brian Encinia of African Descent. If that brother was, they gave him a couple months in prison. Kim Fox, they're going after Kim Fox, who exposed us during the Nika Jenkins situation, along with the Laquan McDaniel and prior to R. Kelly and later on Justice Smith situation. And please protect her, y'all. Let's pray for her because it's going after her because of Justice Smith situation in Chicago. She put that brother in jail. It was a prosecutor who didn't. I mean, it was the people who didn't want him to go to jail for years. But he was locking locking brothers and sisters up for false arrests, acting like the training day guy in what's his name, Denzel Washington, and he would be in the white man's cotton picking nigga. To this that faithful. I'm sorry, I don't have no love for that brother. I don't love for this old Brian Encinia, this old star picking Latino Afro mestizo nigga. I had to go there. Because yeah, he got black in him. I don't give a care. He ain't no pure white man. Besides native. You coons and coconuts in the police badges doing this mess. Same thing old Daniel, Aunt Jemima Hill, Hall, whatever her name is. I can't find her. I don't feel no love for y'all. Y'all ain't lose y'all badges. If white folks whoop y'all behind in your department, I don't have no love. I'm not shooting y'all no black lives, Latino lives on none of y'all. Because y'all wrong. You are guilty. You are victims of racism. How dare you take that position and do the same to another minority group or within your own minority group? Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. I'm sorry, it made me want to say y'all all should be lynched. They lynch Mexicans too. They put black and brown lynching, yes. On the Ku Klux Klan, and yes. Cross burns, and I'm sorry to get ignorant up here. Because it doesn't make any sense for people of color to come in position of power and do the same damn thing that was done to them to another person of color, whether in their own community or outside. What happened to Sandra Band was wrong. Brian Encinia, I don't care if the Ku Klux Klan, because you ain't no damn white man. If you watching me on YouTube, if they knocking you in the head, I ain't screaming no Afro mestizo Latino lives matter. And don't come to me because you're Hispanic and lie to me. I'm mixed with Spanish too. I said same to the dark skinned brother down there in Chicago. Ronald Watts, the field nigga, to the white supremacists down in Chicago. Yeah, I went there. Both y'all of color, both the Ronald Watts and the Brian Encinias, y'all need to, and David Clark, all your coons and pochos, you people of color, trash of color, trash, thug, and color and badges need to be lynched by your white masses. I'm sorry. This is wrong. You and people put you in office to be police officer in chief, and you are a person of African American, Hispanic, or Asian, whatever your minority status is, you're supposed to do the better, not the worse. And during the Obama campaign, Obama administration for 8 years, that's what this idea of target accuracy, and people to get a check and bonuses of how many arrests you get. That's why this happened to Sandra Bland. And Sandra Bland, this God rest her soul, it makes me, and I'm going to bring here something Hispanic culture with an African twist to it. No le pega la negra. Anyone knows this song, the Colombian singer who did cumbia and salsa, who was Afro-Mestizo, more light-skinned Afro-Latino, Joe Arroyo, La Rebellion, dun, dun, dun. Okay, before I end this video, that song is about the African slaves rebelling against abusive slave master. That's why I say, no le pega la negra. Okay, that means don't hit the black woman, because the African man who was on the ship, who was in Colombia, beat the white Spaniard man in Colombia. That's what that song is about, and I love that song. That La Rebellion is one of the songs I love from Joe Arroyo. Okay, He's the first was otra en la noche atrás that was not done on my song that I thought a long time ago was a reggaeton, okay? Please, that I dedicate that song to what happened Sandra Bland, because that's one thing. This Porto Coconut forgot his damn history, okay? He ain't no damn white man. He wish he was. Ain't no pure white. He part white, but ain't no full-blown white. He have Native and Spaniard and African roots, because same thing happened to his great-great-grandma who was Native American or black during the colonization of Mexico. They had a caste system. You had Spaniard whooping his great-great-grandma would be Native American or black ass. I had to go there. His grandma, his abuelita, long time ago, whooping, raping her, the Native American or black, whatever, the two during colonial part of Mexico. So I'm going to bring that to bring his little stupid burden conscience to the doggone piece, break it up, bust it up in time. Because he a human being, he ain't no God. He need to humble himself. Truth of the matter is, what happened, Sandra Bland, she never happened. And that fool, I don't care if there's white supreme, I know nobody of color, I would say Hispanic, I'll let the white people handle his ass. Since he wanted to bootlick and kiss their ass. Because at the same time, while he was doing it, he was being another strawberry picking, migrant working slave, field house nigga to them at the same time in their eyes. I had to go there. And let me say that Afro mestizos high yellow nigga.